Oh shit, life comes at you fast, and trust me, I know exactly what it feels like when the floor drops out from under you and you are left staring at a blank bank account. I am Rose, I am 36 now, and I've got a net worth that finally makes me sleep pretty damn good at night, but it wasn't always like this. There was a time, not even that long ago, where I was literally shoplifting avocados from the grocery store because I couldn't afford a $5 healthy snack. And I was starving. I had $100,000 in debt hanging over my head like a sharp guillotine. And I honestly thought I was just destined to be broke and miserable forever. So when people ask me, Rose, if you woke up tomorrow with absolutely nothing, no followers, no bank balance, just your clothes, what would you do? I don't have to guess or play make-believe because I actually lived through that nightmare and clawed my way out with my bare hands. If I had to do it all over again today, right now, in this weird and volatile economy, I have a specific month. Bi-month plan that works regardless of what the Fed is doing. The truth is, starting with $0 isn't actually your biggest problem, even if it feels like the world is ending. The real issue is that most people are just winging it, hoping for a miracle or a lottery win. And that's why year after year you re-staring at the same depressing numbers. You need a system, a cold-blooded plan, and if you actually follow what I am about to drop, your life trajectory will be unrecognizable by next year. Let us get into it, and look. Don't be scared of starting at zero, because honestly, starting with nothing is a massive secret cheat code. When you have nothing, you have absolutely nothing to lose. Which means you can be the most dangerous and focused person in the room. You can take the big risks, you can make the messy mistakes, and you can pivot faster than someone trying to protect a massive pile of cash. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, because that low-level vibration only attracts more struggle and more bills you can pay. Reframe this right now as your legendary origin story, the part of the movie where the hero finally decides to get serious. Step 1 is about getting surgical clarity, because my journey from broke to millionaire started the second I stopped lying to myself in the mirror. For years, I was the queen of keeping my head in the sand, avoiding the mailbox like it was haunted, and pretending those red credit card notifications didn't exist. One day I got so pissed off at my own weakness that I taped a giant piece of paper to my living room wall and wrote down every single cent I owed. The number was minus $100,000, and as much as it hurt to see it in black and white, that was the moment the ghost finally stopped chasing me. You need to master 4 numbers and 2 equations right now: income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Income minus expenses equals your surplus. And that gap is the only thing on this planet that actually builds wealth. If you make $1 million but spend $1 million, you are still broke. You reach just a high level broke person with a fancy car and zero net worth. Assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. And that is the only metric that tells me if you're actually winning or just playing dress. Stop being terrified of your own numbers. Because if it matters to you, you have to be brave enough to measure it every single week. Block out 2 hours this Saturday, turn off your phone, and look the beast in the eye until you know exactly where every dollar is going. I've got a cheat sheet link below to help you track this, but the point is to move from I don't know to I have a plan and I am in control. Step 2 is where we start the mental warfare. And we still in month 1, because clarity shouldn't take you more than a single focused weekend. You are where you are because of your current skills and beliefs. So the version of you with $1 million hasn't even been born yet. If you keep inputting the advice of broke, cynical people who complain about the economy, your output is always going to be a broke, cynical life. It is literally like a computer. You change the inputs, you change the results, and suddenly the code starts working in your favor. From this second forward, stop listening to anyone who hasn't built the exact kind of life and bank account that you want to build. Unfollow the influencers who make you feel like you need to buy a $3,000 bag to be worthy, and cut out the friends who inject fear into your dreams. Protect your brain like it's a high security vault, because your environment is either your wind or your heavy anchor. I want you to start systematically brainwashing yourself with wealth. Positive inputs through audiobooks during every single second of dead time you have. While you re-scrubbing dishes, driving to a job you hate, or hitting the gym, you should have Think and Grow Rich or Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Blasting, you have a lifetime of negative programming, and money is the root of all evil bullshit to delete. So you need to flood the zone with new thinking. Now that your head is right, step 3 is about the sprint, which is a 10-day period of absolute financial aggression to hustle up $2,000. Look at your statements and kill every single non-essential thing. If it doesn't keep the lights on or keep you breathing, it's gone. Cancel the Netflix, the Spotify, the gym membership you barely use, and stop the DoorDash addiction immediately, because that convenience is killing your future. You re-eating rice, beans, and eggs for 10 days, and trust me, you can survive anything for 10 days if you have a goal. I once did a 10-day silent meditation retreat where I couldn't even make eye contact with people, and it was pure mental torture. But it taught me discipline. This sprint does 3 things. It gets you $2,000 to move out of survival mode, it gives you a massive psychological win, and it resets your spending. Every dollar you don't blow on stuff is a brave soldier you can send out to the battlefield to fight for your freedom. Step 4 takes us through months 3, 4, And 5. And this is where you get completely obsessed with the art of earning. You need to find a high-value skill, whether it's coding, copywriting, photography, or even AI prompt engineering, and sell it like your life depends on it. If you think you don't have skills, look for the intersection of what you are good at, what you love, and what people actually pay big money for. When I was broke, I loved dancing, but I knew talking about finance was the skill that would actually buy my freedom. So I leaned into the money. Combine a technical skill with a soft skill, like being great at photography and being great with people, to create a unique value that nobody can copy. The goal here is to sell your time at the highest possible rate so you can widen that gap between income and expenses to a massive degree. Once that gap is wide, you use it to fuel your financial waterfall in a very specific non-negotiable order first. That $2,000 buffer you made in the sprint. Then kill all credit card debt because that interest is a cancer on your wealth. Then max any employer match and then build a 6-month emergency fund that is big enough to make you feel invincible. This emergency fund goes into a high-yield savings account and stays there. S not for investing. S for your soul to feel safe when the world gets crazy. This is months 6 through 10, and S a long, hard grind. But once you have that cash stashed, your brain finally switches from survival to strategy. Ignore the people telling you that cash in the bank is losing to inflation. When you are starting from zero, that cash is your psychological oxygen. Step 6, month 11 is when we finally start to invest, but I'm not talking about picking the next meme stock or gambling on crypto. I want you to invest in your own earning power because $1,000 in the SP 500 1T change your life today if you are only making $30K a year. But $1,000 spent on a certification or a high-level sales workshop that bumps your income by $20K a year, that is a $1 million move over your career. Do not get a useless, overpriced Master S degree, get a coding boot camp, a real estate license, or a project management cert that pays off fast. Invest in the version of you that is more valuable to the marketplace, and then use that new income to pour gas on the fire. Finally, month 12 is the home stretch, where we start buying low-cost index funds every single month like a machine. This is where the magic of compounding begins, where you start buying tiny pieces of the world's best companies while you sleep. When those first dividends hit, even if it's just $20, it's the best feeling in the world because that money you didn't have to trade your precious life for. You are now an owner, not just a consumer, and that shift in identity is where the real millionaires are made. If you follow this 12-month blueprint, you will not recognize the person looking back at you in the mirror when next year rolls around. You'll have a cushion of cash skills that the market craves and a mindset that doesn't crumble when the news gets bad. You've gone from shoplifting avocados to building an empire, and the only difference between you and the old you is this plan. Stop waiting for a better time to start, because the best time was 10 years ago, and the second best time is right fucking now. The world is always going to be a little bit messy, but when you have your numbers right and your skills sharp, you become the storm. I want you to take this plan, print it out, and start on step 1, before the sun goes down today. You don't need a miracle, you just need to stop winging it and start executing with the heart of a lion. Grab my cheat sheet, get your numbers on that wall, and let S get to work on your first million. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you, it is going to be worth every single sacrifice you make. I am rooting for you, and I know you've got the grit to pull this off if you just stay focused. Keep your head up, keep your eyes on the prize, and don't let the small stuff distract you. From the big vision, I've been where you are, and I can tell you from the other side that the view is incredible. Peace.